The following program may contain excessive, derogatory, creative mentions of sex, sexuality, perhaps on occasion have fracking coarse language, and cause adverse effects of laughter along with making you think. We may lie to tell the truth, to tell the truth, to tell a lie, for the lie to be exposed and the truth to finally be told. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to DDP VRADIO. My name is JC Moses. It is November the 17th, 2019, and it's 8 o'clock on a Thursday night here in Parkdale in Toronto, and we're broadcasting from Parkdale. Anyways, we do have in the house, actually, the Urban Mystic. Check it out. Yes, he's here. And so tonight's topic, now you obviously, and I've been joking around about this all day long. And in one of my post ads tonight, I said, tonight on DDP VRADIO, Gillette to shave my beard and now wanting to cut my balls off. Hack job and Gillette trying to teach social justice, talking about the controversial commercial which has men neutered in Disbelief tonight at 8 p.m. So that was my pitch for today. Oh, excellent. It sums it up beautifully. It does sum it up. It's the abstract of the commercials. Yeah, no kidding. Now, of course, everybody's been listening to, but now we just saw you saw the commercial. I just saw it for the first time. And how about we have the audience see it before we go? Sure. Okay. Can we comment while we're watching? I was feeling that maybe people should, if they haven't seen it, we don't want them to comment. All right. How about we comment right after and then we can play it again and really just make jokes of it if you want. Okay. Well, while you're, I'm going to just go to the bathroom and shave my balls. You're going to go shave your balls with a Gillette razor. No. So, anyways, this is the commercial. I found this. I found it on RT. Actually, RT was reporting it like every other news station, and their headline was "Hack Job: Gillette tries to teach men social justice meets massive online backlash." Now, if you don't know the reason why there's major backlash, this is the clip that we're going to talk about. Here it is. Let me just set it up for you, and that way people can hear it.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool. Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men.
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay? Okay?
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
So men are the enemy. Yeah. Men are the enemy. Men are the enemy. Wasn't that just like, oh my gosh, just gross. Yeah, it's a little gross. So I wanted to go over a little bit what RT said, because I think it was quite important how they reported on this. All right. Anyways, he said Gillette is learning most people don't want moral lessons from razors after experiencing a colossal backlash against an ad that ran condemning toxic masculinity. As of Monday evening, the clip had over 122,000 dislikes and counting on YouTube. A 10 proportion like to dislike ratio, with negative comments accumulating faster than they can be removed.
Yep.
So featuring the tagline, "The best men can be," the clip presents a litany of negative stereotypes of male behaviors, while a voiceover emphasizes that we can't laugh it off, making the same excuses.
It looks like Miley Cyrus over there.
Yeah. And then after shaming men by lumping them all with the worst of their sex and displaying reenactment of their transgressions against women and bullied children, the video shows a man stand up for passing women's virtue and trigger a torrent of progressive interference by his previously passive fellow mates. Or males, I'm sorry. But here are the comments. This is the one comment that really got me laughing. And that's what I, said today in my tagline. It says, "Honest to God, I came here to say nearly the same. Give me a sharp instrument to shave my beard, not to cut off my balls."
Yep. By the way, who's that girl on the right? She's a fuck.
Oh, yeah, she's the new, they're calling her the Putin puppet. She's a new Democrat. Anyways, yeah, it's disgusting anyways. But here's some of the other comments, too, that I really thought was kind of really good. Some of them were more constructive. I like this guy's comment right here. "It is undeniable that all humans should always strive to better themselves, to be more inquisitive, kinder, less violent, less
Hence why we
envious."
shave.
That's right, less envious, more cooperative, etc. However, human frailties are not restricted to one sex. Please stop pathologizing the disease of being male. And he's right. That's the whole point,
Well, you know what's ironic? I'll tell you. Can I just tell
Absolutely,
a quick
go
story?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know where the tradition of men shaving comes from?
I don't know.
Okay, so back in the day, in the theater,
Yeah.
before only men participated in theater. So when a man
that's
wanted to
right.
play the part
Part
of
of
a
a
woman,
woman, they
he
had
would
to
have
have
to
to
shave.
That's right.
And because these thespians, would play both male roles and female roles, but they started this fashion of shaving.
That's right.
And I guess the women found it attractive, like, "Oh, look at you with your smooth face and everything." And they were celebrities because actors have always been the celebrities. Suddenly it became fashionable for men to shave.
And that's a new
Interesting.
market and business market came
And
into
2,000
play.
years later, look what we're up against.
There we go. No kidding.
I think people should protest by not shaving. They should start growing their beards like back in the Bible and shit.
I know. I wanted to get Rick here as the Gillette protester because he's got a huge beard down here. Our neighbor Rick who comes on the show all the time.
He's got a
long beard down to here. So I thought we should have him as a Gillette protester on the show. That would have been fun. But he's gone to Norway, so he's in Norway. So unfortunately, I couldn't get him tonight for tonight's show. But
that would be a great protest, like you know how they have Movember.
Movember.
We should guys should just like say, "Fuck it, I'm not shaving anymore."
Not shaving
you have
anymore.
to look at my stubbly beard.
If
I'm
you
a
don't like-
man.
I'm a
Accept
man.
me for who I am,
Yeah,
right?
like fuck you.
The old cookie duster.
But I just want to also go on the other comments too on the page too. The women commented too. Negatively against this ad,
Of course,
is,
they don't want pussies.
because women are reasonable as well. As the mother of 20 something son, I am beyond tired of men being made out to be villains. I never once was unable to say no, unable to hear, to be heard, or progress in my field because of men. She's saying it clearly. There's another one. I am a woman who uses Gillette razors, and this even bothers me.
Well, and again, the irony is that chivalry is dead because people want to get rid of these traditional standards of men and women, blah blah blah. Oh, there's no sex, there's no this, there's no that, right? And it's like, but men want to be chivalrous.
Yeah.
So let men be men.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're going to be fucking a little bit toxic, but most times guys, they're going to protect their sisters, their
They're gonna
girlfriends,
protect their wives,
friends,
their
their
family,
cousins, their mothers. They
that's right.
venerate their mothers.
That's right. Yeah.
Like who's the biggest protector of women? Not other women, that's for sure.
No, men.
Yeah, that's
actually
right.
men.
That's
yeah, you're right. Unless you have a different history. Some people have different histories, obviously. But you can't. I just looked at this and I thought, good for them. You know what, Gillette? Stop being. Where was the other one that there was a good comment here that was just brilliant? He was basically saying, I didn't ask for a razor. The time where my razor starts blinking. Oh, there it is.
Cross the line.
No, this is the funny one. And that line is where my razor blades start issuing me moral instruction. Yeah, there it is, guys. I know your heart is in the right place, but there's a line.
Right.
And that's the line and where my razor blades are starting to issuing me moral instructions.
That's right.
And I thought it was kind of like arrogant of Gillette to assume this posture, really. with men. No, I felt like really you guys didn't think about this. You just went along with what's was famous at the time, which was popular at the time, which is the Me Too campaign bullshit. Okay, I call it bullshit not because I don't care for a women's issues on being raped. Okay, it's not that. I just don't like the Me Too campaign because they devalue or they delegitimize the real rapes that are really going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I totally
And
get,
that
like,
bugs me.
I totally get that the heart of it is in the right place, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what? You're talking to us like we're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like, we're not idiots. Like, you can be a little bit more subtle than that instead of like showing the guy in the boardroom saying, "Oh, I think what she's trying to say." It's like, really? That's how guys treat women?
If a man did that in the boardroom, a real woman who's sitting at that boardroom would say, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
listen, you little shit fuck, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah," and she would reply back, and she would put him in his
Yeah.
place, for being an idiot. But I don't know. I think people have gone too far.
It's gone too far.
That was too far. And I'm so happy that the internet community just backlashed and said,
It's about time. It's about time. Like, I was telling that story the other day about a friend of mine who neutered her dog.
"Oh yeah, you were talking
The
about that."
dog, it's a beautiful young dog. It's only 6 months old, but it's rambunctious. It's rambunctious. It's untamed. It's got so much energy, just like a young boy.
Yeah.
And so, what's the solution?
Yeah.
Well, let's just cut off its balls, so
Cut
it
off
behaves.
its balls. That's right. So it behaves. Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, this is the other thing too. Did you notice that in the last 5-10 years, there's been this transition where you get one minority group or one group gets power all of a sudden. They get this huge power push of publicity, and it's almost now they're going to ram it down your throat one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't like it. Like, it's the trans community. Like, I've been interviewing the trans community, like I said, many times for years, even before they even got popular. And now that they gotten popular, I'm not even allowed to be at Pride because I don't acknowledge the pronouns because I disagree with that. I think it's mandated speech, and I won't be mandated on that. If you kindly ask me, I will most likely will.
Besides, don't trans people think all that shit is nonsense anyway?
Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the trans people that I know would disagree with this
Yeah.
shit. So what's this new generation of trans? Like, all of a sudden now the trans parade is bigger than the fucking Pride
There's
parade.
a trans parade?
Yeah, dude.
even
It's
know.
big. Dude, it's bigger than the...
How?
Listen, the
There aren't
trans...
that many trans people around,
No,
are there?
dude, it's bigger than fucking Pride.
Where is it?
Here in Toronto.
There's a trans parade in
Yeah,
Toronto?
it happens on the Friday before the lesbian parade, and
Do
then
they have like a
then the
Trans
gay...
Am leading the parade?
Actually, yeah, there is.
That's perfect.
That's my joke in the movie too, by the way. I use a Trans Am for
Yeah,
the
that's
trans
perfect.
community.
Well, I used to own
But-
an IROC, which is very similar to a Trans Am. So I'm not transphobic, people.
That's right. But such idiotic stupidity when you get so much power. I guess they get so much power because, I don't know, Caitlyn Jenner, I guess, because she became, a woman.
Yep.
And so you popularize trans communities. They get all this power, and then they're going to ram it down your throat. And if you don't like it, oh, I'm so hurt and sensitive. I am so sick and tired of the trans community being so fucking sensitive. I'm saying, for fuck's sakes, why don't you be like us gay guys who have tough skin, man? Okay? To be a gay guy, you have to have tough skin. You have to be like, yeah, so you call me a cocksucker. Ooh, oh, yeah, I'm so offended, whatever.
So what's new?
So what's new? Yeah. Ooh, I'm so offended, or queer. Yeah, whatever.
But you know what? The thing is, and this comes back to identity politics again. The point is, like, dude, if you met a trans person and that person, whether it was a trans man, trans woman, if that person ended up being really fucking cool and
Yeah,
interesting and
I
had
know
some
a lot of
interesting
them.
hobbies and
Yeah.
you get along with them, who the fuck cares what
That's
they are,
right.
right?
That's
So
right.
it's this insistence that we have to treat everyone in the group the same
Mm-hmm.
instead of, like Martin Luther King Jr. said, people should be judged by the content of their character, not by some, external thing.
That's right.
Right?
Or even the color of their skin, for that matter.
Anything external. It's what's inside that matters, right?
Yeah. It's just like we were saying, like I always say about politicians. I says you could, the best way to judge a politician is by what they vote for,
That's-
because it shows the integrity of what they actually really really they believe in. Because when the bills come,
well, that's
maybe
kind of tricky though, because you
it
see how
depends
politicians
too. Yeah, I
sometimes
know.
go
Yeah,
with the wind because
I
they're trying
know.
to keep their job, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Or
kinda
sometimes they have to plea bargain, to get a law passed.
know.
I'll agree to this if you stuff this in the bill, kind of thing.
It's true enough. But then there's some things. Sometimes they have to stick to their guns. Most politicians will stick to their guns or stick to their constituency.
You think so?
Most of them, not all of them. No.
Really?
Some of them will
I always
try.
thought the art of politics was compromise. So how can you
I
stick
don't
to your
know.
guns if the system is based on a compromise situation? I
It's
mean, look
true
at in
enough.
Canada we have a parliament, right?
Yeah.
If you're in government, I mean, you got to vote with the government or you're cooked, right?
Yeah.
It's so even if you don't agree with it, you got to kind of go along with the government if you want
Not
to.
necessarily. Like if you vote against something because you believe, like for instance, some people vote against abortion here in Canada.
In the parliament, like
In
against
Parliament.
their party.
Yeah, against their party.
When was the last time that happened?
Oh God.
I don't follow Canadian politics that closely, but
a lot of them do vote that way because they have their own convictions about the issue, and like being an adopted child, sometimes I would think that, you know what I mean? I have this kind of sense, I got that kind of belief as well, but I do compromise by saying, well, I can't, it can't be right for all the issues, because when women gets raped and all that stuff, like maybe she doesn't want to keep that child, she should have the right to decide, to abort it or not. And I think it's a woman's decision too, but I think it's a woman's and man's decision. I think it takes two to create. So I think it should be, or what do you know? I don't know. This is a complicated, that's a hard one. Yeah, that's getting away from Gillette now.
Yeah.
But I just thought, let's see, I'm going to go to some music, all right, quickly. This is My Darkest Days. I took photo shoots. Now they're up there now on 102.1 The Edge, and I'm so happy and so excited about them. This was a great band. It was My Darkest Days. There's a trio band, and I think they opened up for, who did they open up for? They opened up for a major band in the States, and they were like fucking kicking ass, and they sent me photographs, and they were
Cool.
like fucking all excited. I think it was Sum 41. I'm not too sure. But anyways, this is My Darkest Days.
All right.
We'll be right back right after the break, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was starting off the top was My Darkest Days, and then Animal Planet. Bye, bye, bye. So
last
that was
song
shot
sounded so much
behind.
like the Beatles,
I
man.
know. It's just was set. It was actually shot behind Humber College, actually. That video.
But we were talking during that video about like how it's kind of sad that musicians have to do that. They have to go and they have to lip sync to their own song.
I know.
To create a video, and it's
then-
like, Jesus, like really?
And then be like all nice and super nice.
Yeah, why
and
don't they just tape the live version of the song, to keep it authentic or something?
I don't know. That's what I think. I like the live version. I always like the live
Well, a
version.
lot of times these bands suck live, right? So you
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, maybe that's why.
That's a lot of times why.
They have to play the recording. So yeah, we were talking about the Gillette, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about the Gillette commercial. If you're not aware of it, the best a man can get. Yeah, a lot of reporters are reporting that, like RT News just reported, that it was a hack job. Gillette tries to teach men social justice meets massive online backlash. I couldn't believe
Look,
the
they're all
amount.
standing, a bunch of white guys standing there like rappers.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yo,
Boys
yo,
will
yo.
be boys. Boys will be boys. Yeah, and all that stuff.
Not anymore, apparently.
No kidding. It's just so distorted. I found that commercial so. I just felt like, oh my God, I'm neutered with disbelief. That's how I was. I was neutered with disbelief, saying, really? Really? The Me Too campaign even got to Gillette?
I know, a men's product.
A men's product. They
Yeah.
even managed to get to the So I'm starting to hate this organization. What so because of what probably originally what they thought was a good thing. It's now they're gone power hungry and to sensationalism. Like
They're in a bubble, man.
yeah, like baby, it's cold outside was another Me Too bullshit.
Yep.
Thing. Now just Gillette thing, another Me Too bullshit. Trying to influence men, and men can't. Where do we stand, anyways? How come how come Gillette did not have the sense of knowing that this would not backlash on them? Like, come on,
They're in a bubble.
You must know your fucking market of who.
Apparently not.
No kidding.
I guess, I don't know, maybe these days, because, beards are in now. And I always thought the beard phenomenon, how it's been in ever since that guy. Who's the guy that played Johnny Cash? Remember he showed up on Letterman all
yeah,
fucked up with his beard and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Phoenix, what's his name? He's got a cool
River
name.
Phoenix? Not River Phoenix, no.
I forget his name, but
yeah.
but he showed up on Letterman all, you know, pretending he was fucked up and he had a beard and everything. And ever since then, it's like people like beards are in, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I always thought, you know, it seems that the more feminized the guys got, it's almost. And I remember the first time I really noticed that beards are in was I was in the pool and I'm looking.
You're
around,
the one that's clean
and,
shaven.
Well, I'm thinking like, why are all these lumberjacks like suddenly showing up and it's like, when did swimming
Was there
become?
Grizzly Adams like convention going on or
and I'm
something
like,
going
what
on?
is- So my theory at the time, this is a few years ago, is I thought, you know, I think that guys are becoming so feminized
Yeah.
that the only thing that they can do is grow a beard to
Feel
feel masculine,
like they have
and that's why
balls.
women love it. I never got why women loved beards, because if you're kissing a guy, do you really want to fucking kiss a beard?
Yeah,
right?
but I think it's women like it when they kiss somewhere else. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, I think women like it.
Not
on
that I would
guys.
know that. I don't, you know, not into that.
You don't
but
partake, right?
Don't partake in that carpet licking. No, just no, it's not for me.
Well, even I like a clean shaved. You know, I mean, that's where I would
Like
use
a
my Gillette,
landing
you know what I'm
pad,
saying?
landing pad. Yeah, yeah. What is it they call a landing?
Landing strip.
Landing strip. That's
the old
what,
Brazilian.
Yeah, the Brazilian.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Brazilian airport.
And yeah, but even yeah, talk about a difference today compared to the 70s and 60s where Pafro was really popular.
Where what
Or
was?
like what Pafro, like women had like,
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
bubble ginas, like really
Yeah.
so much hair. It was like unbelievable.
Yeah, when you see those old porns, it's like,
like,
oh my
whoa.
God, woman.
Oh,
I remember once I was at this camping thing, and there's one girl who was like a deadhead, you know, one of those Grateful Dead,
Oh, yeah,
au
yeah,
natural,
that's
right?
au natural, yeah.
And so everyone decided to go skinny dipping, and the one girl who was like, she was kind of the madam of the, oh yeah, she had the armpit hair and everything. So all you saw was as she jumps in, like I have this memory burnt into my, I can't get rid of it. It's her like jumping into the thing, and you see just 3 patches of hair, 2 under her pits, and 1 like down there, this triangle, right? It's like if you played a negative version of it, you would just swear it was like the Phoenix Lights or something. It's like, oh my God.
it's like that scene from Mike Myers, you know, in this movie when he's got the hairy chest.
Oh yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, baby.
Of course. Or Cheech and Chong when they're playing the Italian guy and the hair's just bursting out of his underwear.
Oh my God! No, we're gonna get shot from the Me Too campaign. They're gonna say, no, we gotta take these guys off the air. Oh my God! But no, that would forever haunt me.
That image, it haunts me. I see it right now in my head. Like in my head. I was considering getting ECT just to see if they could somehow like
Shock
target
therapy.
it. Yeah, just to like burn that memory out of my
out
head.
of my head. Yeah, that's a cool concept. I imagine if you can in the future you would be able to burn certain memories out of your head.
I think that's what alcohol's for.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Some drink to remember,
Yeah,
some drink to
remember,
forget.
and but I would never want to. You never want to forget anything. Like the biggest disease I hate today is like the Alzheimer's disease. Like when
Yeah.
you see somebody lose their mind, like holy fuck, man, that sucks.
That's really bad.
You know, that's really bad. But you never want to forget your painful moments or your good moments, do you? Like I would. I can't. I like my pain sometimes, but
No,
I don't
there's
know.
certain memories that do have a traumatic effect, so
Like
that
the hairy
like,
armpits and yeah.
Well, you know, like I'm just joking around, but like embarrassment, like if you've ever been humiliated or something,
yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that
yeah.
can be traumatic, man.
True.
And you can carry that with for the rest of your life, right? Like you wish you'd never seen that. Like I've seen certain things,
But
that
you
I
gotta
wish I
laugh at
never
it
saw.
later, don't you? Laugh like okay, I'm getting older now, and I'm laughing at things that I used to do.
That's true.
That I would say, and then people say, "Yeah, that was really embarrassing." I says, "Yeah, but you know, at least I have the balls to try."
Yeah,
you know, like
true
that's
enough.
how I look at it. Like Winston Churchill said, "Yeah, though he failed, he dared greatly," and
Yeah.
so you know, fail.
Well, David Goggins, we mentioned him earlier.
Yeah.
He has this expression, calluses on the brain. And he says you're basically building calluses on your brain to make yourself tougher, mentally
That's right.
tough.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
you know, he talks about like just an atrocious childhood, and he could have ended up a fucking loser, right?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, he kind of woke up and he decided the only way I'm going to get through this is just by being hard, by being a
Yeah.
badass, hard motherfucker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And even Jordan Peterson says it beautifully. He says you don't overcome your fear by eliminating fear. You overcome it by getting tougher.
That's right.
Right?
By overcoming it.
Yeah, by growing your courage.
Yeah.
Not by reducing your fear, but by growing
your courage. That's right. You know, we were talking. I was watching The Social because Dr. Sherry DeNova, they used our footage from an interview I had with her at Pride.
Right.
So they used it on The Social. So on CTV News or CTV Chase on Bell Media, and of course I love Dr. Sherry DeNova because she talks about loving your neighbors yourself, and she talks about all this stuff. And sorry, I was totally lost my train of thought on this. What were we talking about? You were just saying, and I had a great point, and I just totally missed it.
Sorry, dude. I still see that Grateful Dead chick like jumping into
memories.
jumping off the thing with.
Memories. Yeah. Now look at Dr. Sherry DeNova. She talks about living on the streets. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So here she's saying, no, you got to talk. Like, she's a woman, and she's a proud woman. She's gone through like hell and back, like thinking about living on the streets, going to Fred Victor, starting from scratch, and then having to go to high school.
And
at a
serving
later
in
age.
provincial parliament. Oh my God, for the NDP.
And then she passed great policies and legislation. Though she was always reasonable about the legislation. She says, if we're going to have an equal society and human rights, then everybody should have equal rights. That end of story. It shouldn't be complicated. Let's just put it in. You know what I mean? So she just would put the bill in, and she would, and make sure that it looked good. So I really appreciate her politics for what she's voted for. And the only reason I voted for her here in the Parkdale area, because when she was MPP for at least 8 years, she was 2 ridings. I voted for her. I didn't even know what party she was with at the time. They had a formal debate at the local library up here on Queen Street. The library.
Yeah, I might have been at that actually.
Yeah, the library. So downstairs in the basement, anyways, they had a debate, and I just happened to come in late, and I heard her speak, and did not know she was from the NDP because I heard it in mid-speech, and I really liked what the policy says. And the other 2 candidates came up and started talking, and I said, "Nah, you're a bullshitter. You're a bullshit." I could tell right off the bat. But for her, there was something sincere about what she was saying and what she was planning to help out the Parkdale community with. So, and that's why I voted for her.
Right.
I voted for her because of her own convictions, I guess. And she wasn't, she wasn't a pussy. That's what I wanted to say.
I have a little bit of history with Sherry DeNova, but I don't know if I'm going to go there.
Oh no,
I really like her executive assistant. No, I do like her.
You like her
she's a very
executive
nice lady.
assistant?
And her executive assistant, I remember, was really cute, and
Beautiful.
I really liked her a lot.
She's very beautiful.
But the thing is, I ran in an opposing camp. So when she first ran for election,
geez.
I was working for the Liberal candidate, who was my boss at the time, because there's a long story, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, the woman who I was working for, Sylvia Watson, was, I felt, much more qualified for the job than Sherry DeNova. And I attended a bunch of those debates. And what it was that Sherry DeNova really appealed to the sort of populist sentiment of the neighborhood.
True enough.
Whereas Sylvia Watson was more kind of a serious, lawyerly type of person. Sherry DeNova won two in a row. She won the by-election and then the general election, right?
Yeah.
And hats off to her. And I think she's a good woman. And it's funny because the first time I met her, she knew I worked for Sylvia, and so both her and her executive assistant were really uncomfortable. But you know me, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you're part of the opposition, right?
Yeah.
You have a nice smile. So I went up and I talked to them very comfortably, right?
That's right.
And they were like sort of taken aback, like, "Oh, you're part of the enemy camp," and I was, "No, I'm not." Right?
No.
So we got along well. I think she's a very nice lady.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny how like I'm like you very much like that. Regardless if your enemy's there or somebody that you say your competition. Like Bell Media sometimes doesn't like DDP sometimes because they think we're competition. But then another programmer, another producer will say, "Hey man, JC, can we have your footage from this interview?" And I'll say, "Yeah, sure, go ahead, no problem." And I don't fret about it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go, "Oh, yeah, pay me so much." No, you don't do that shit, especially when it comes for, talk shows like that. You don't do that kind of crap. You say, yeah, use it. That you feel flattered about it.
But you know what? It's interesting in the context of this conversation. Here we are talking about 2 women politicians who we both like and respect, and even looked up to. I mean, I learned a lot from Sylvia.
Yeah, I learned a lot from Sherry as well. Yeah,
and it's like, where's the misogyny?
I know.
Seriously, dude. Like, women have such powerful positions.
I know.
Women are doing really, really well. Do they need fucking Gillette to tell guys that they're being toxic and shit? Like, what about toxic femininity?
Let's talk about that, because this is what's happening. I really believe that some of these groups have gotten so much power they've become toxic.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like
It's
you just
Mother
said,
Russia.
Mother Russia. Yeah, let's baby everybody, and then protect everybody from words and bad things, and oh my gosh, and
Like I was saying to you the other
oh,
night, like the
jeez.
whole idea of these women, they or the political correctness, which is kind of an extension of this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sort of like, you have to play nice, everyone, and if you
Don't, then we will destroy you.
it's like, okay, whoa.
I know, it's like, but what's happened with this left all of a sudden with this moral superiority? Because that commercial, the Gillette commercial, to me is like, you guys, you fucking assholes, you not how know you sound like pretentious pricks type of thing of moral superiority, thinking that, oh well, no, this is the way you should behave and this way you should be doing, and if you don't, then you're a bad father. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't like you're trying to use a commercial like to preach a sermon or something like that, and even preachers wouldn't be that stupid and demeaning men at the pulpit,
Maybe we need a
Or
men's
demeaning-
march. Can you imagine?
Men's march.
Can you imagine announcing that we're going to have a men's march? They would shut that shit down
Down,
so
no,
fast. And guys would wear like these testicles on their heads. Yes. They get like nunchucks or something, Like, yeah, I'm just wearing.
Well, look at Katie Hopkins, who she says she
Call them
hates.
teabaggers.
Yeah, she calls them teabaggers. Just, I have an iron vagina, and she's
Right.
like, what? So
Right.
who cares? I don't. Like, no, women should be more respectful. That's what she was saying in the
Well, my
protest.
favorite line from her is, I'd rather get grabbed in the pussy than to have a pussy as president. It's like, there you go. There's a real woman. There's a real woman who appreciates a real man,
There's a woman with feather, that's for sure, and she has courage, boy.
Sassy.
But she, you know what? She has a courage as a journalist too, and also as an entertainer and a writer. She's a brilliant writer
yeah.
too. Yeah, I really like her.
She can be really annoying sometimes, but I mean, she is a courageous woman, and I totally respect her. And like, really,
Yeah. No, it's just because she's willing to admit to the truth, and that's it. And there's a lot of women. I think in the majority of women too. Even the comments that we saw there on the RT article, of some women saying, "I have never had problems being a woman. Like my sister's never had problems being a woman and developing her career and raising her children and all that stuff. My mother chose to be a mother. Okay, she had her grade 12. She had more education than my dad. My dad only had his grade 10. My mom had a grade 12, and she could have gone to university or school, and she never did. She says, no, I want to just get married and have children.
Yep.
And the thing is, I don't understand this push from the feminine side. Like, where did you get all this superior knowledge that you think that you have the right to tell people how to behave?
I remember years
I think
ago.
it's rude.
I remember years ago someone making a comment that when you see women fight, like get into a physical bar fight,
Yeah.
that there are no limits. Like there's no boundaries
They
because
will grab a knife, a bottle.
They will scratch your eyes out, pull
yeah.
your hair. Like,
yeah.
like there's no, like guys have a certain kind of etiquette. Like, okay, we're going to fight, but we're not going to kick each other in the balls. Like it's an unspoken truth. Right.
That's
Whereas
right.
women, because I guess they're not used to being, fighting physically or whatever, or it's still new to them.
Yeah.
They just like, there's no border. There's no limits.
There's no limits.
And so I think that's kind of what we're experiencing on a large level. It's like this
yeah, you
feminine
should
impulse.
see the fights at the lesbian bar.
I can't even imagine.
Jesus Christ, it gets
Really?
rough. Gets more violent than the gay bars. Can't believe it.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
Yeah, mind you, the drag queens can really fucking. I tried to do a documentary called The Art of Drag. This was years ago. And so I was going behind the room, and I even got a guy doing a tuck, with the duct tape and the whole bit. You know,
yeah.
On camera and all that stuff. But those bitches, man, they will fucking break a heel on one girl right before she goes on stage. Make sure her eyelashes are not there.
Wow.
Shit like that. There's vicious bitches.
Wow.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're really bad. They can be really bad. It's bad. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to be around here,
Yeah.
because I get the straight guy look. Oh, he's just a straight guy. What the fuck does he know? Blah 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 blah. blah. And I always get like shit upon by the gay community sometimes because they think that I'm just some straight guy that doesn't understand anything.
I find that insulting.
And I find that but then again, there's a lot of gay guys that are like me, like the jock gay guys, that are not effeminate. They don't have the femininity part of it.
The country boys.
But you see, some straight women, a lot of women of heterosexuality, either like me or really, really hate me.
Well, why do you think they would really hate you?
Because I don't. Oh, that's why. You know why? Because I don't cater to them,
Right.
or I don't. They expect
It's
me.
a kind of a penis envy too, I think.
I think so too, or something. I don't know what it is, but sometimes if I'm not catering to them, like I forget to open the door, or forget. Like my mom's tried to do this to me and Dan one time. My mom has this thing. Well, men, when a woman is in distress, a man should just come and help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Attitude.
that's reasonable.
That's reasonable because that's what she was raised. You know,
Yeah.
and so
I mean, I would.
one time she's just lifting all these boxes and doing all this stuff, and me and Dan did nothing, and and we were totally oblivious because we were focused on something else completely different. And no, I asked. I said, "Mom, are you okay?" No, I'm fine. You know how women say,
Right,
"I'm
yeah,
fine."
right.
What they really mean is, "No, I want some help."
Right.
Okay, I didn't clue into this shit at
Right.
all. I just okay.
Yeah.
We just kept doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Mom says, "Well, I could have used some help." I says, "Well, Mom, you have to. We're gay men. We're not gonna just drop everything for you."
Dude, do you know how many times? Because like my upbringing. I always,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of women in my life, a lot of good friends. I was raised by women. And I made the mistake so many times in my life by taking women at their word. And
really?
Exactly like that. I'm okay. And then you find out a week later that, no, I wasn't okay. I wanted you to come and help me. And it's like, well, why didn't you say it? Because,
You're supposed to know.
you're supposed to know. And it's like, Jesus, I'm a guy, okay? You have to talk. If you're gonna like say something to me and you want me to respect you, I mean, I was always taught to respect women, and I always have respected
Say how you
women.
feel.
But the mistake that some guys make is they don't realize that women don't always mean what they say, and they don't always say what they mean. And
Yeah.
I know that sounds, sexist, but that's my life experience, dude. Like, this is not theoretical.
This is from a woman counselor that told me this. This was absolutely true. She said to me, she says, "Listen, I've been counseling for 29 years, and she says, I'm going to tell you in my professional opinion that men in general are more confident in their relationships than women are."
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Like when a man marries a woman, he says, "Yeah, I married you, babe." Like
Right.
I love you. That's it. Like why? Like you know what I mean? And then, but she says she found that, and she's a woman herself, and she says, "Yeah, it feels sometimes I need to be more validated." But then she says it depends on the person of how their upbringing was as well. If they have a good family history, a lot of good women don't need constant neediness. You know what I mean?
You know what? I've experienced that many times in relationships where like because one of the things that women don't realize is they have power and they are powerful, and a lot of their
Extremely powerful.
A lot of their power is in their beauty. So what happens is a guy will like he'll think like of course I dig you, like why wouldn't I, like you're a babe, right? And I'm doing everything I can to show you that I love you, and she's overthink. Like you think that sometimes men, like I'm guilty of this, is I think the woman is way more confident than she actually is. And then I find out later that she was very insecure, and it's like, why are you, like I had no idea that you were so insecure.
But it's not maybe perhaps
I think it has
the
to do
same
with
for
their
everybody
menstrual cycle.
though? Is it pretty much the same for everybody?
I found it more with women. Like I was really surprised to hear that women tend to really, like apparently women think 10 times the amount that men do about relationships. So whereas a guy's sitting there going, "Oh, I think my motorcycle, like I wonder what's wrong with it," the woman's going like, "What's he thinking? Is our relationship over? Oh my God.
Oh, I know.
What was it, something I
know.
said? Blah, blah, blah." And they'll just go into this crazy analysis.
But there's a lot of women that don't think that way at all either. So
I'd like to meet one.
yeah. Okay.
And I'd like to date her.
It's true. But do you think it's perhaps maybe the bad moral exemplars that we have in society, like the Kardashians, for instance, horrible moral exemplars for women, like in Paris Hilton as well. There's another one for young women. Like, could we have a little bit more like cooler people really to show young girls what it is to be, a woman, a successful woman, or a woman with power? I'm not too sure. I
don't know. I mean, I think there's. I remember, Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady, who was.
She was
Bhutto.
tough.
Remember the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto? She was a beautiful, strong lady.
She was great.
Indira Gandhi.
Yeah.
The Israeli Prime Minister. What was her name?
Oh yeah.
She was also like,
Also, the Iceland Prime Minister too.
there's been lots of women. Joan of Arc, the Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary.
There's been a lot of powerful Queen
women.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth II. There's been a lot of powerful women, heads of state, Cleopatra. I don't mean to be.
I feel the statistics are really overshot. Even Dr. Sherry DeNova sometimes quotes these statistics, and then I look them up, and I'm like, it's based upon 6,400 people. It's not a statistic to me. Like, you gotta cast the net a little wider, for a little longer time. But to say that women get paid less on the dollar than men do in Canada, I have a hard time believing that. I really do. I don't believe that at all. I know some women who actually make more money than most men.
I know plenty of women that make more money than men. Dude, I went out with this president, or she was a vice president of a company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And very powerful, very beautiful. I was totally in love with her, right? The whole time we dated, man, she just basically thought that I was like playing her, or that I wasn't sincere, or that I was more into my best friend because she was also a woman than I was into her. And it's like, you're the VP of a company. You make like 5 times the amount of money that I make.
I'm demasculized by you.
I'm practically worshiping you because I think you're so beautiful, and yet you can't get over the fact that you think somehow like I'm not into you. Like, what are we doing here, right? And this is a powerful, competent, intelligent, beautiful woman, and she still had this. And so, maybe it's because of women, they go through that monthly cycle and their hormones change.
That's true too,
so
though.
They are susceptible to that
PMS
change.
does it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it does affect the emotions, like big time. And there's nothing you could say to anyone who's a scientist or a doctor that would change that, because it does.
Dude,
it does.
just live with women.
My brother says, so I always ask these straight guys when they're married, I said, so is your wife like when she's going through a period, is she like bitchy, or is she like sobby? Because you either get the other one.
Right.
You get, some men hate sobby really big time, and some men hate bitchiness, but some men love the bitchiness, and some men love the sobbiness.
Well, the bitchiness can be sexy.
Yeah.
If she's on your side, it can be real sexy.
Yeah, and then some guys love the sobbiness too, because then they, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, you see, you don't like the sobbiness, but I know some guys who say,
I don't like either one, to tell you the truth. but I have to put up with it. Damn.
It is 8:50 already, dude. We've been talking this entire time. Oh,
Can you hear me?
I just lost my microphone.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you. Yeah, you're something happened there.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Is that it is?
Hello.
Well, I did want to touch on the yoga pants phenomenon.
Yoga pants phenomenon. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember some guy, I think he was online or something, and he was saying, dude, you remember back in the day when women would wear yoga pants, they would at least wear a shirt to cover their ass.
That's true.
So that every guy on the street wouldn't look at them, right? And nowadays, women, they wear these leggings and these yoga pants, and especially if they got a fine ass, if you're a heterosexual guy, there's just no way you can't look. And I used to think, well, maybe you outgrow it. Dude, you don't outgrow it.
Gillette says no,
You don't outgrow that shit.
You can't
It's not even, it's subconscious. Like, you don't even have, it's your instinct. It's like, whoa, look at that ass, right? It's like before you even, you know what I mean? So like,
you even think about it. I know.
you don't have time to think about it. You just react.
That's right.
You react to that.
And now
round,
what's going to happen?
ass.
We're going to charge people now for reacting?
I think
That's
they are already.
politically
It's
nuts.
called sexual. It's called assault. That's what they call it.
Jeez. It's called abuse. Anyways, on that note, I want to get to our Tro. Yes, I'm just letting up. This video is actually from Mexico.
Oh.
And it was recorded on October the 29th of 2018 of last year. So check this out. This is pretty weird because obviously he's shooting from his cell phone again. Okay. But watch when he goes into a close-up. It looks like a lamp, okay, from just from the photograph. It looks just like a fucking street lamp.
All right.
But when you start playing the video, it's fucked up. Because then you start seeing another image behind it. So anyways, here it is.
There's two of them.
Aquí en vivo en Rosarito y no sé si alcanzan a
Yeah, there's two of them.
pero
Look at that.
Hay un chingo de ovnis aquí a la verga. Hay uno. Wow, me están dando escalofríos esta madre. Hay un chingo de policías por todos lados.
Just so that he'd call the police.
¿Cuántos hay? Hay varios.
Oh, it's moving.
Hay varios. Estamos aquí en Rosarito.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck?
Hay un chingo de ovnis por...
Oh.
Un chingo de ovnis por todos lados.
It's like a giant sombrero. It's weird.
I know. I don't know, man. That's like, look at that. Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't know what to, it could be a blimp, I suppose. You're always trying to write these things off, but I mean, it looks like a flying saucer. That's what it looks like. It looks like a spaceship from another.
I know, it doesn't look real.
Maybe it's the Mexican Air Force or something. They're doing some kind of experimental technology.
Or it could be one of those drones again.
Yeah.
But it's pretty a bright drone, that's for sure.
Does Mexico have an Air Force?
I don't know. Yes, they do have an Air Force, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you're talking about the beam.
Estamos aquí en Rosarito, vamos saliendo de Rosarito para San Diego.
Okay, so then he's just talking really fast Spanish, which my Spanish is not that good. I don't know. What do you think? I thought that was
it looked pretty legit.
Pretty legit to me. Really freaky. A little eerie, eh? It caught me off guard because I said, "Oh fuck, a guy using a street lamp, dude. Are you drunk? Are you on tequila? What's going on?"
not to be culturalist or anything.
Yeah. Of course, he's gonna drink tequila. If he was in Russia, he would be drinking slow.
That's right. In Mexico, they drink tequila. In Russia, they drink vodka.
What the hell?
In Canada, we got our whiskey.
We got our whiskey and beer.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
And hockey.
Hey.
Hockey, eh? Why can't? Yeah, that's the thing too. Like a lot of people make fun of me, like on Twitter, like the Jimmy Dore and Ron Placone and Graham and all guys. They always say, "Yay, from Canada, eh?" And I laugh all the time. It says, "Yeah, man, from Canada, eh?"
That's cultural appropriation when they do that. By the way.
And I don't care. And am I offended?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
offended.
Who
I'm
cares?
not offended. We're fucking comedians too. So how could we be offended to begin with?
Well, I mean, like who gets offended, man? Like, I can say, in Mexico there's a flying saucer. Isn't that an American concept? So that it's like they're culturally appropriating American flying saucers. Like, what's the deal, man?
Mexican space force.
They're sending a man to the moon.
They're sending Mexican. I think there was an episode of that on South Park.
Of a Mexican
space
thing? I can only imagine.
Force.
Like South Park,
Oh, come on, yes.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was South Park. Yes, it was. And they were...
you open up a taco stand on the moon or something?
They needed to go to the moon to do something to get Kenny or
get
something
all that
like
free
that.
cheese.
Yeah, so they were going to go to Mexico Space Station.
Wow, what was that like?
And it was like, it was funny though. And
And
they'd exactly use that music too.
Which is funny. I hope no one from Queen's University is
Oh my
watching
God!
this.
But remember our friend Carlos on the like we would be arrested for political correctness and every shit that I think of. Like on the one that said we were trying to clean the grass. Remember we had to clean the grass.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, "Hey Carlos,
Yeah.
aren't you Mexican? Isn't that like works? Don't you get to do this faster?"
Yeah, exactly. Isn't this in your blood to?
He wasn't offended. He looked at me, fucking laughed his head off. We all laughed.
Well, again, so see, this is the thing. On an individual basis, people are pretty fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as they start fronting and saying, "Hey, I represent all Mexicans," it's like, no, you don't, idiot. Because most Mexicans are pretty cool and they fucking have a good sense of humor, right? And they like to have a good time too.
That's right. It's like my buddy Rick downstairs is from Mexico.
Oh yeah.
My mother thought he was Arab because of his beard.
Right.
Is he a terrorist?
Oh God.
I said, Mom, just because he's got a beard doesn't mean he's a terrorist.
Doesn't mean he's a terrorist.
Doesn't mean
He could be like in ZZ Top cover band or something.
That's right. There we go. We're gonna judge ZZ Top now. I don't know what's going on with the world, but everybody seems to like fuck chill out.
But you know what?
Chill out. That's my point.
I think I still think that it's a very vocal minority of people who are creating all these problems. They try and make it like, oh, the majority of people feel this way. Dude, the majority of
not.
people aren't even fucking thinking about this shit most
No.
of the time. Like half the people probably don't even know what cultural appropriation is to begin with, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then of the people that would use such a term, it's like maybe 5% of the population that get on social media and they start like saying how offended they are and stuff. And it's like, they're trying to represent, like, you know, these people who like say I'm a representative of the trans community
That's right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you check out some videos online, you see all these other trans women or whatever, and they're like, no, he doesn't represent me.
No, he doesn't
Like-
represent me.
Like he doesn't like I want.
Yeah, exactly. You said exactly true, because Susan Gapka, who is from the Trans Lobby Group, who's one of the original people they used to interview before they had their whole huge parade, they had nothing. They were fucking in a little small section of like the Pride Toronto area, and they were given like a small stage. They weren't even allowed to march on Church Street. Period. But they did anyhow. And I remember them, and she said to me the last time I had an interview, she says, "No," she says, "gone too far. This is not what we wanted. All we wanted was just our own equal rights. That's it. We just wanted the rights to be that I have a right." Because she says, "I feel like a woman. I lived for 5 years as a woman before I went through transition. Now they changed that.
Transition.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what. Yeah, that's before you go to before you go for an operation. The provincial and the federal government stated, no, you have to live as a woman for at least 5 years.
Right.
You know, because it's a big decision. And I think that was the 5-year rule doesn't apply anymore.
I don't think so.
No, people could just transition. I said, what the fuck happened? Guys, psychologically, that's wrong for you. You know, you should, if you're going to transition into a
Into a
different
trans, transition into a trans.
Yeah,
And you're going to use transit to get to the operation.
Yeah, I guess, you know, if you're going to become a woman, have boobs and a vagina, then you should learn how to live as a woman for at least 5 years. I think 5 years is a
Yeah,
good
but still,
term,
how
man.
can you live as a like? See, this is the whole part. Like, you know, like
They dress as a woman. The government gives them the right to change their sex. Okay.
yeah, but
on their
still,
birth
what do you?
certificate.
What I got a good parlor trick. I can shit out of my vagina. Like, I don't like the part of it is just like I don't, you know.
You don't get it. Yeah, I don't mean. But
Like,
for
how can
them-
you live it if you're not menstruating? Then how can you really identify with being a woman?
Because-
Like, isn't that kind of key?
No. You know what it is too? I think it's a soul issue. Because the more I've interviewed a lot of the trans community at the beginning, it's like, remember I told you the connection with hermaphrodites,
Right.
where there was more estrogen in their bodies and actually, so that chemical alone would create a neurological difference.
Okay.
So for me, I think on the neurological level, regardless, even though the genitalia is male, their estrogen levels are higher than most, and so therefore their cognitive behavior feels more female.
That totally
so
makes
there's
sense.
so there was a big conflict, and so that was the reason why they wanted to transition into becoming a woman, because they felt more at peace, I guess. And a lot do like a lot of the trans that I know, that when they've done the transition and they become women, they feel much more at peace and they're more constructive and towards society and so forth. So for me, I'm like, hey, what floats your boat, man? I don't care. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
again,
I'm
it comes down to individuals, right?
individuals, yeah. So I'm not a big him, but don't force it down my fucking throat. These personal pronouns now are getting really. I didn't even know what the guy. When we were at the men's group, or some of the guys said I was gender fluid.
Right.
What the hell's that? That means you don't associate yourself necessarily as a man or as a woman.
It just means that his mood changes day to day, I guess. One day he feels this way, this way he feels that. You know,
I mean, so
I
certain
think
days
it's
you
just
feel
an
like a nut, and certain days you don't. Like,
I think it's just an
bisexualism,
excuse.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, why don't you just say you're bisexual, man?
Yeah.
It's not that complicated. I think, you know what? I think people are enamored with these terms, and so they kind of adopt them. You know how like
Because you feel so popular if you do.
well, it's like, you know, people watch Elaine DeGeneres or like Diane Sawyer,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then they pick up some new meme, and then suddenly everyone's using this meme because they don't have the intellectual capacity to think for themselves.
and
so
to
they
express
just,
it themselves.
yeah, it's just, you know, it's like, you know, when rap came out, like no one said yo 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 in the 70s.
No.
right? Now fucking everyone
yo,
says
yo.
it. Yo 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 yo.
What I try to do is like, yo. I'm like, I sound white, man. I'm not black.
Dude, I do it unconsciously because I listened to so much fucking rap music when I was growing up that, like, you know.
My friend Audley Coley's from Jamaica. He goes to me, he says, man, I tried talking patois one time. He said, what you say? He says, no, but he says, man, you sound like some little kid trying to learn patois, man. Just stop. Just stop. Just don't. It's
Yeah.
okay. Anyways, it's 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, and it's for DDP Radio for those days you feel like a nut and for those days you don't. I felt like a nut today after seeing that commercial. I can tell you that. What do you feel?
I'm afraid for my nuts after
You're
seeing
afraid?
that commercial.
On that note, please, ladies and gentlemen, join us every Thursday at 10 p.m. at 8 p.m. Sorry, ddpstudios.com/TV, and I'm just bringing up the visuals for you. Here we are, right there. You can join us at ddpstudios.com/TV, or on Periscope, or on YouTube, or just go to our main website at ddpstudios.com. We also have a new entertainment report. Did I tell you that?
Oh no!
I did this chocolate groove dance celebration.
Oh cool! Oh, the cacao thing.
Cacao,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
You take cacao, man. That stuff really is like, yeah, man. It's
Well, chocolate is a drug.
It does give you euphoria. This cacao, whatever.
I know it makes the women very, very happy.
Yeah, but yeah, there was a lot of dancing going on. It was a cool dance, though.
Cool.
Yeah, and I really like the space of Alternity at was it 333 Bloor Street West. That's where it is.
Oh, Lamont was mentioning that place.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the place.
Right. Yeah, that's the place.
Right.
Alternity
Okay, cool.
Elixir Bar, it's called. So they have, it's like a bar, and you got actually food and so forth. And every Wednesday, which was yesterday, they have a chocolate groove dance celebration. So you pay $20 to get in, and then you get your little cocoa, you drink, but you don't. There's no alcohol. But the thing is, everybody feels euphoria because of it. I don't know, and there's a whole ritual behind it, and then everybody just dances with a new DJ every Wednesday. So I thought, new generation, new generation.
All right.
So I covered the event, so check that out at ddpstudios.com. And it was on that note, do you have anything last thing to say?
I just
Before
want to
we
make
go.
it clear to all the women that are listening that I really do not mind yoga pants. I love the yoga pants and stuff. But women, you have to understand your power. Women are very, very powerful, and they always have been. And unfortunately, they bought into this idea that they're
weak.
That they're weak. Women are not weak. They are very powerful beings.
That's right.
So man up and and just be a woman.
Be a
Man
woman.
up and be a woman.
Man up and be a woman. All right, on that note. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good night.
Good night.
Cheers.